watching The 7 from WATE 6 on your side.
Good evening, I'm Bo Williams, and welcome to The 7. Glad you're with us tonight. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories that are happening right now. And topping the list for us tonight is a story we've been watching closely. A 33-year-old man died in a motorcycle crash in West Knoxville. This happened late Saturday night. Now, Knoxville police say the crash happened at the intersection of Kingston Pike and Huxley Road. KPD says a preliminary investigation found the motorcyclist was hit by a car after pulling onto Kingston Pike. He was then pronounced dead at UT Medical Center. The name of the motorcyclist is not being released right now. The police department's investigation is continuing at this time. And just last week, we told you about another deadly crash claiming the life of a motorcycle rider. 21-year-old Alexander Humphrey was killed on Thursday night. Now, officials say he was riding along Chapman Highway when a vehicle turned in front of him, causing his bike to flip. Now, with those tragic crashes in mind, we're hearing from several groups urging bikers and drivers to practice extra caution while out on the road. The Transportation Department says more than 5,500 motorcyclists were killed in 2020 nationwide. That's up more than 20%. With that alarming number in mind, what can you do to protect yourself and motorcyclists out on the road? Well, one big piece of advice is to always look twice. Due to its size, the motorcycle can be hidden in your vehicle's blind spot. That's why it's important to look once and then again, no matter if you're driving a car or a motorcycle.
You've got somewhere between a 35 and 40% blind spot in your vehicle, which makes it harder for you to see motorcycles. So when a motorcycle may be passing you, you may not see them as easily. So people should use caution when thinking about driving up and down the highway, the interstate, and even on side roads. If a motorcycle is going to pass you, take that extra second or two to really look around and make sure there's not one there.
And here is some advice for bikers. Try wearing bright colored clothing or clothes that don't match your bike. The mismatch of colors can help drivers distinguish you while out on the road. And there was actually another fatal crash involving a motorcycle, this one over the weekend, but this was a different sort of situation, a police chase in Sevier County. Chase started along Veterans Parkway just after 7 Saturday night. According to the Highway Patrol, Sevier County deputies were trying to stop 32-year-old Zachary Gorman. However, THP says Gorman ran a red light and hit a car. We're told Gorman was thrown from the motorcycle and pronounced dead at the scene. Well, next now on the Big 7, a Knoxville man has been indicted in the death of his own unborn child. Let's get you up to date with the latest. Knoxville police say Peyton McCarty is the father of a fetus that had reached the point of viability when the baby's mother was either hit or dragged by McCarty's car. Now, police say they found the 27-year-old woman laying in the road on Atlantic Avenue. That was in the early morning hours of June 16th. Investigators claim McCarty and the woman had gotten into a domestic argument. After the alleged assault, officers say McCarty drove off while the woman was left with life-threatening injuries, and the baby died at the hospital. The victim is reportedly still in the hospital tonight getting treatment for what police describe as extensive injuries. Next up, an Etowah man has been arrested and charged with attempted first-degree murder after his wife was found shot. An arrest warrant from the McMinn County Sheriff's Office states Jan Johnson admitted to shooting his wife in the stomach. The report goes on to say Johnson said he believed his wife was having an affair, plotting to shoot her when she got out of the shower. However, his wife reportedly denied having an affair when she spoke with investigators in the hospital. No word on how she is doing this afternoon. Next now on our list tonight, a body has been found after police say a man went into the Tennessee River near Calhoun's restaurant and never resurfaced. Here's what we know right now. According to a tweet from the Knox County Rescue Squad, the team helped the Knox County Medical Examiner's Office with recovery and transport. KPD says people called 911 a little before 10 this morning to report a man acting erratically. Knoxville police say he went into the river shortly after officers arrived and again never resurfaced. Of course, we'll keep you updated as we learn more about what happened. Next on the 7, a Kentucky man with warrants for his arrest in 3 states was captured in Claiborne County this morning. 49-year-old Matthew Price was taken into custody by the Claiborne County SRT team. Back in 2018, Price was an inmate at the Bell County Detention Center. We're told he and another inmate escaped from the facility after overpowering 2 deputy jailers. Although he was tracked down just days later, he evaded arrest. But this morning, he was found at a home in Cumberland Estates. We're told he barricaded himself in the attic of the home for almost 2 hours, but was finally taken into custody by a canine unit. He is facing a long list of charges, including vandalism, meth possession, resisting arrest, aggravated assault, and burglary, just to name a few. Next now on our list for you tonight, Knox County Commissioners are expected to vote tonight on a possible change to how Knox County government works. Specifically, how leaders give the go-ahead or say no to certain development projects. So they are considering removing the right for citizens to appeal Planning Commission decisions on development plans to the locally appointed Board of Zoning Appeals. Instead, the ordinance would require citizens to file a lawsuit in court if the applicant opts out.
This limits us way too much, and we need more ability, and we need to keep our ability to be able to discuss this as a community with our elected representatives.
Houses are up 35%. That's an average of $70,000 per home. Of course, part of that, things that we can't control, but we can control red tape. And the current process adds this layer of red tape, which is causing delays in development.
The appeal, by the way, is on tonight's agenda for a second reading following a public hearing. Of course, we'll follow it for you closely, and we'll have more for you tonight at 11 o'clock. Before we toss things over to weather, we do have one final Big 7 story. Flooding in Sevier County is causing not just high water, but road damage. Take a look at this scene behind me. A downpour leaving a road blocked in Sevier County. It's a problem that's going to be with us for a while, we understand. As a matter of fact, State Route 339, that's Jones Cove Road, is closed near Wilhite Road, where a section of the roadway has collapsed, with floodwaters, as you can see, just rushing through. We sent our crew up for a better look. TDOT spokesperson says detours are being set up. With that level of damage, TDOT says this will be a long-term closure, so be prepared if that's your road. But again, this is Jones Cove Road at Wilhite Road. It's about halfway between Cosby and Sevierville. It is closed due to a section of road washed out by those floodwaters we showed you. And remember what we always say about flooded roads: turn around, don't drown.